Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Eduardo Lardo Plays. Today I'm gonna do a little thing different. I just got this Ioniq 5 from Hyundai and it's already been 2 weeks and I love the car. So today I just want to show you guys how to use the infotainment system and just to show you guys what it's all about. So starting from the left, we'll start and then going to the right. So from the left, we have the brightness. As you can see, you can make it brighter or lighter. And then there's all these other stuff that's not part of the infotainment system. Now, the main console, when you start driving, you actually have a different mode. So there's 4 modes that you can do. All right. So you see the first one is obviously your car. So then it will detect the lanes. And if there's other cars in front of you, it will show you a red symbol also shown on your mirrors as well. So, and also when you do signal and there is a car on the left or your right, it'll beep really, really loud. So you actually know that there is a car. Now what I'm doing here is up and down. Now there's a brake. I guess this is for long distance driving. You should, take a break, attention level and all that stuff. So the next one is your drive info. So I just drove it for 11 kilometers and I averaged 13.8 in 7 degrees weather in kind of Vancouver. So you can also press the down button again. As you can see, now you can see what the stats are like after charging and your accumulated info that you can also reset by holding this key, this button. Just hold it down to reset. So this one right now is a compass. It doesn't really make sense, but let's say we want to go somewhere. Let's go here. So what I'm doing is opening the navigation system. So when you do your navigation system, this will actually become your guidance system. So you don't always have to look on the right-hand side. You can just look in the front. Again, there are different ways. There's different menus. Again, I'm just pressing down. There's also a really cool countdown bar telling you when you should turn or do the U-turn. And the last one is just your tire pressure, and moving it up and down doesn't do anything. So moving back, so this right here, that is your lane keep assist. What it does is it actually moves your steering wheel for you. I use it quite often on the freeway and it actually moves quite intensively. But you do need essentially kind of like, so it can kind of drive, and I don't want to say autopilot because it's not really autopilot, but it just keeps your car within the lane by moving that. So you can cancel that anytime. This one is these ones are your cruise control. So when you're up to a speed, you can press this to start cruise control, move up and down to lower or raise your speed, your cruise speed. And then this is the, what do they call it? I think it's the one where it follows the car in front of you. So it'll automatically adjust your speed if there's a car in front of you. And this is kind of like the distance. So there's 4 settings. 4 being the farthest away and 1 being the closest away from your next car. Going on here, this is your volume, and these mode and stars, you can actually program whatever button you want. So if I didn't program the star yet, so I just pressed it and now it tells me I can program it to anything I want. Well, not anything I want, but within these settings. Same thing with this star key. As you can see, steering wheel mode button and the custom button. So you can actually do a lot with, you can customize that button and what it does and what you want it to do. Okay, so not really part of the infotainment, but these are the shift paddles to adjust the regen right there. You can do level 1, level 0, or level 2 and 3, or I-pedal. I-pedal I think really means like 1 pedal. So that's the center console. Now let's go on to the infotainment. So these are pretty typical stuff. This is your start push. This is your volume button. And you can turn it on and off as well. I'm listening to some A-Pink right now. Good stuff. So this is your climate control. So if you press climate, it'll actually hold on. Yeah, there we go. So it'll actually bring up the climate settings. So you can do your heating, you can sync both sides. You can do driver only, which I like to save energy. Obviously this one is the same as these ones, just your temperature control. If you press warmer, now warmer is pretty cool. You get your heating steering wheel and your car seating heating. like that. Right? So, and then on the left, these are just various settings you can do. Yeah, recirculation mode plus, or activate recirculation when the fluids are on and stuff. Now you see why I took out the auto dehumidifying and the smart ventilation is because this one, sometimes I mean, we still have a lot of ICE cars on the road, right? So sometimes I'm really close to a very polluting truck and I just wanted to breathe my own air and not bring stuff from the outside. So I press this, but then when these are opened, when these are checked, this recirculation will actually turn off after like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. So it's really annoying. So I usually like to control it. It's whenever you turn on the car, it's auto default off. So just be aware of that. But if you take away these auto dehumidify and smart ventilation, okay, it's getting really hot. Yeah, this will make it stay for the duration of your drive. And then these are the typical, yeah. So now the climate's on a little bit. Level 1, or you can turn it back off. Your defrosting from front and back. Every car also has a map, which is pretty cool. You have a map right there, and you also have your navigation. These are just categories, Hyundai dealerships, etc., etc. So these are pretty cool stuff. If you go to settings, you can also display some of your map displays. A few settings here and there, and guidance, the volumes, and all that jazz. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, so back to so if we go here, yeah, so over here you'll see that the EV charger, if you turn on your heat, for example, it'll show you how far you can actually drive. If you turn it off, you have a little more range. This is your vehicle to load. Okay, so vehicle to load. We don't really have that right now, which means that you can plug in an adapter and you can actually put stuff like you can use the car as a regular electrical outlet, really. We don't have the adapter yet because Hyundai hasn't given it to us yet. But then if you press here, this is kind of like Android. You press that, that's like the menu button. I really like to, you can do split screen as well. So I can kind of show you that. So if you have two apps, quote unquote apps, like media or navigation or map, you can actually have both on the same side. So I like the electricity use because it kind of shows me the instantaneous drivetrain electricity usage, how much my climate use, I didn't use any on this drive, and electronics, which is everything else, speakers included. So that's the load right now. I'm using 0.3 kilowatts. And that it took in this drive, it was 11% of the entire electricity usage. Okay, so going back out, yeah, so phone is pretty typical stuff. That's all good stuff. Phone projection. So this is your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Voice memos. There's also like quiet mode, which is like kind of really interesting because I guess it's for babies where if you have media playing, you can press that and it'll actually be really quiet. And it will only have stuff in the front. HR data is pretty cool. You have your traffic data as well. Okay, there's nothing there. No traffic currently near my place. And then, okay, that's weird. Typically I have some weather data that has that. Warmer climate, we already did that. Valet mode, what is valet? Oh, okay, it's the Blue Link thing. Okay, all right, so yeah, you got your radio, media, Blue Link, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of things you can do in your settings as well. So one thing that I found that's not that great for me is the speed limit thing. If you do the speed limit thing, it actually tells you to slow down because it does have GPS, so it does know how fast you're supposed to go, and if you go above like 20 or 30 or whatever you set it at, it'll start beeping if you sustain that for a long time. So I found that was kind of annoying, so I turned it off. But yeah, you have your warning, you have all these warning assistants and all that. Forward assistance. These are all your safety assists that you can turn off if you want. Okay, what else is there? Okay, that's all the same spot. Brake mode, normal or eco, whatever you want. And eco driver, yeah, so smart regen brakes. That's just, you can do it here or you can use the paddle shifters again. cluster. There's some themes you can do. Climate. Yeah, so these were the climate settings that we saw earlier. Some lights. Some door stuff. You can auto lock if you want, or auto unlock if you want. Depends what you want to do. And yeah, so this one is kind of, again, this was annoying as well. So I guess it's for like people with kids or dogs or something. So every time you turn off the car, it'll actually, in the center console, tell you, hey, you should check your back for rear occupant so you don't leave your baby behind. So again, yeah, I don't have kids yet, so I took that off. But yeah, so that's basically it for the infotainment center system for this. This one actually, what does that do? That does your cameras at the back. And oh, this one is your sound when you back up. So this is pretty cool. So yeah, so this is the Ioniq 5. Nothing to complain about right now. Oh, I forgot to show you the drive mode. Yeah, so there's 3 different modes. Plus, if you hold it down, you have a snow mode. It's just really, it just limits your acceleration to better use your kilometer range. Yeah, that's basically it. If you want a review, I can give you a quick one. It's really good. I like it. The only thing I have to nothing to complain about because I came from a Civic, so everything about this car is huge and it's very roomy and I love it. The only thing I complain about is the speakers, where it's really weak. I think it's one of the weakest cars I've ever had, and I think it's like comparable to like a 2002 Corolla that my parents used to drive, and it was just terrible. So anyways, so the sound system sucks, but everything else is very good. So if you want to do some aftermarket stuff, you know, it probably helps the sound system a lot. And yeah, so if you have any questions, please comment below and ask them right away. All right, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Thank you. Bye.